Dude, get out of here. What the hell was that? As you can see, that's not how a tyre is meant to look. I may as well just abort a MUX. If I don't outdrive you on something this trip, wasting my time. Living well, I've been selling the things I brought through, and if y'all don't know the name, then believe me that you about to. That's because we got a patrol, mate. And the other car, it takes 6 days. Proudly supported by Outback Equipment, Tread, and in part by tyres are done, just knocked them down to 12 psi, and then I can go lower if I need be, depending on the tracks while we are out here. Jeez, that rain's coming in. Alright, I'm gonna hop in the car. So Kai and I are away on a father and son trip in the Patrol. Stolen it off Demi since she's always the one driving it. I finally get to take it out the bush and have a go on some tough tracks in it. We're away for about a 6-day trip in the Patrol, sort of doing Lithgow and Kapiti and Turon River and maybe over to Safala, all that sort of stuff. So the first plan is to just grab a camp because that sun's gone down, it's getting late and a little bit of rain. So we've gone for a walk and found a camp up here. Dude, this angle's actually horrible. And yeah, being that I actually haven't driven this car that much, I'm still getting used to like the angles and the feel of it and all that. So yeah, it's gonna be nice and definitely nice and slow. A little bit tricky this one. I'm gonna go front and rear locker. Problem is I can't see and no one to spot me. Just need a little bit of momentum to get up that. Awesome fun track this one. So good in the Patrol. Definitely needed both lockers there and a little bit of bounce to get up that step. I could be in the dry, it wouldn't be too bad. It's not like ridiculously slippery in the wet, but you definitely start like slipping and skating on those rocks. Yeah, having those tire pressures right down definitely helps with that grip. It's always hard to tell the size of steps in these videos. Like this is a massive, but you know, you can see it's a waist height. Nice decent sized step there. Mates camp in one piece. That was a good drive up there late afternoon. It's not raining at the moment. There is a bit of wind around. Hopefully that drops off, but probably set the awning up and try and get a little fire going and stuff in here. Look at this idiot out in the mountains, freezing cold, raining, never even wears a jumper. Actually, I need to grab myself some new hoodies for this winter.
Did you hear that Tyler Thompson has a pre-sale on hoodies and jumpers coming out this winter?
What? Like right now?
Yep.
Oh my god. They have men's, women's. They got multiple styles. Wow, check out that price too. That's bloody cheap. That's right everyone. This winter we are running a pre-sale, pre-order only on winter merchandise, on hoodies, jumpers. We got men, women's, multiple styles and colours. Order cutoff is by the 10th of April. So if you want one, get in quick before then. Back to the video. Grab that, that's yours. Couple brand new stretchers I grabbed on the way for this trip because we're both going in single swags. Dad always raves about how good his stretcher is, so we grabbed a couple more. They're the Drifter Stockton ones, and then we'll sleep on stretchers and swags this trip. So I'm keen to try this out. I never actually set one of these up before, so pulled out a bag. I know Dad always does this in about 10 seconds, so it can't be too hard. Mate. That's it. Got those swags and stretchers set. Got those swags and stretchers set. Wow, what am I talking about? Got those got those swags, stretchers and awning set up. Wow, what a mission that was. Got them all in under there, protected out of the rain anyway. Never used this sidewall before, but yeah, that's good. Gets them both in under their shelter. I just need to peg it down and maybe rearrange them around a little bit. I got another wall for this section too, so I may even put that down. Not sure yet, but anyways, we got shelter. Might get this fire going, and then yeah, we'll just cook dinner and probably check back in tomorrow. I'd say it's getting a bit cold, wet, rainy, windy out here.
T-shirt, ripped jeans, black shades, tattoos, real mean.
Fairly windy night last night and still pretty bloody wet this morning, unfortunately. I thought it might have cleared up a little bit. But yeah, it is what it is. I think further out west is where the nicer weather is, so I don't know what we're going to do today yet. I just spoke to Dad and he's coming down. He's not going to be down here around Lithgow to maybe 4 or 5 o'clock this afternoon, so what I'm thinking is Kai and I might just do a bit of exploring out here today. We'll just have to take it a little bit easy, being that we're on our own and it's soaking wet out here now. And then probably go meet Dad back in town and then head a bit further out and try and get away from this rain. I reckon out towards Sunny Corner or Kap Industries or something like that.
Secret feelings, but eventually we hit the glass ceiling. You've got priorities.
First track of the day, we're going to give the infamous pipeline track a go, which is not far from where we camped and only like 10 minutes out of Lithgow. Pipeline track because it's got these old pipes all along it. I think they used to run something along here, some sort of work or line or something. First bit's all not too bad. There's a couple of big steps up there, and in the dry, definitely the patrol would drive them no drama. It's just that it's bloody wet out here today, and these rocks still have a decent amount of grip in the wet, but you do start to get that bit of slip. But yeah, we're keen to give it a crack and see what happens. Got the winch if I need it. Alright, here we go, the main sort of crux of the climb. It's fairly packed in with rocks and logs at the moment. People would definitely packed it up big time. We'll see how the patrol goes though. I haven't had to use lockers or anything on all this stuff so far, so I've still got plenty of tricks up my sleeve. I've just whacked it back into first gear low, and I might just chuck that rear one in. It's definitely a big step, and it's wet and slippery, which does not help. Maybe I'll see if I can go up this bank a bit. Also just mindful of sending it if it's going to go straight into that rear tail shaft. Bit of car bashing going on here. Now I'm just going to get out and check these rocks. I've packed it up a little bit. I'm already on the step here. Let's see if we can try get up. I was up and I backed off. What the hell was that? That was ridiculous. What did I just do? Last go. And if I don't get up this time, I reckon I'll just winch it. I might hit it a bit. That's it. And we're up. Whew, that was a bit of a mission, that. But we drove it, that's the main thing. We made it. Made it, Kai. How was that? Pretty epic. Pretty epic, sick driving by me. Alright, and then we're up that bit. Yeah, it's glad that we got to drive that. And then now we got this bit. Keep making our way up this track. Got another little gnarly bit here. Like, it's not too bad, just the main issue with this bit, and you can see there's scrape marks. There's my mirror. All over this bank everywhere. So being a wagon, yeah, so the issue is trying to stay off this bank here. Might need to back up and sort of swing right around it. I don't know, like if you had a tray you'd be fine, you'd just scrape that tray into the bank on the way, but me having a wagon, I want to try and avoid taking out the rear panel. May need to pack some rocks in there. Packed a few rocks in there and see if that's enough to... There's that rear slipping around again. It's very hard to stay up off the bank, and the car was touching it before, that's why I was like, nah, it's getting a bit risky. Still not quite clearing this bank here. It's touching it, I'm just going to scrape the whole rear quarter and drivers down it. I'm also just don't want to go too far back because there's a big log behind me. This is just not working. I just don't know how to do this without wiping out the car. Might have to just do some proper rock packing here, I reckon. Got more rocks in, it's definitely helping. Still not there yet, but this is, I thought this would be like the easy bit, but I just can't keep this car off that bank. Here we go, attempt number 3,926. I just cut up a couple of dead logs in the bush there and chucked them in. I still don't think it's going to make it, to be honest. It's just not even close. Not even close. That was that back window into the bank then. If I had to start putting more pressure on that, I was smashing that back window. Oh, it's definitely starting to get a bit frustrating at this point because it's like, it's not so much picking lines, it's just building this track to get the car up it without smashing it into the bank. I'm just going to have to keep going until I build this up enough that I can drive it without wiping out the side of my car. It leans in so much to it. And it's slippery, so it's very hard to get right up on the top there. You just keep slipping down into it. So I'm digging it out a bit with a stick. And then Kai's getting some more rocks. There's all the logs in there now, I just cut up a heap more. You would think I would have to be getting close to be able to drive this with the amount of stuff I've put in there, but yeah, I'm still not expecting to drive it yet, but I'm going to give it a go and hope for the best. After over an hour of packing logs and rocks, I thought we would finally be able to finish this track. Oh boy, was I wrong. Our day was only just getting started. So what's happened is I've done a tyre, that front driver's tyre. I think it's debeaded itself, which I don't really understand because they're beadlock rims, like they are proper beadlocks, and I was at 12 psi, which is not that low for beadlocks. Like, do beadlocks still come off at that sort of pressures, or was it not put on properly, or I'm not sure, unless it's busted that tyre, but to me it looks like it's just come off the rim with that pressure of that car leaning down on it. So anyways, I'm going to try and winch it up over there on the rim, and winch it up to here and then see if I can fix it, or I do have the spare in the back there, and this is the first time using that winch, so hopefully we installed it properly and it all works. We're up, we're on flat ground, the tyre's looking a little worse for wear. As you can see, that's not how a tyre is meant to look. We can get out of this track now without any more hard stuff. I got the spare in the back, so I don't know, work out, see if that's fixable, probably not. Probably put the spare on, work out what happened with that. We're gonna have a bit of lunch first anyway and just relax for a bit, and then we'll sort that mess out.
Making sure that you know why, because this is forever. And there will be no surrender. Yeah. You know that this right here forever. No surrender.
Away from the car tyre.
You know this right here forever. No surrender.
The problem being when you've got an absolutely flat tyre, you max out your jack and it's still not up because it's so low down to begin with. And I couldn't actually fit it under the radius arm, I had to do it there on the diff housing, axle housing, whatever. So I raised up as high as I can. I've undone that tyre, but yeah, it won't come off yet. So now I cut a log, set it under the diff. So now it's being held up by the diff. Now I can wind the jack up again and do it, yeah, maybe under that radius arm or something. And I should be able to get the clearance now to get that tyre off and see what's going on. This is just not my day. That ground seems to have just given away there now and everything's sunk into it, so I'm basically back to square one now.
This is forever, remember the legend, he never will die. Yeah. I'm bigger than alive, bigger than alive. I'm bigger than alive, bigger than alive. Yeah. I'm bigger than alive, bigger than alive. Making sure that you know why, because this is forever. And there will be no surrender.
I don't know if I did everything the stupidest way possible then or what happened, but that was the worst tyre I've ever had to get off in my life. That ground just sort of turned into quicksand and then it like, so hard to get it up. So I ended up having to use two jacks, sort of jack there, jack there, jack there, and keep rotating jacks, and I just did it off the treads, which seemed to work pretty good in the end. Well, we got this tyre off. So, finally.
What are the things called?
Bead locks shouldn't do this, and I paid like money for bead locks.
You paid money?
And yes, I did. I bought them.
It's not heard of.
I'll get another one here. Hopefully, I think I got a second foot in there. That's the wrong way.
Oh.
If it's making that noise, it's not doing anything. We're just going to pull this outer rim off, outer lip, and there's a lot of mud jammed in there, so it's hard to see, and I don't really know what I'm looking at. But if I pull this outer rim off, I'll be able to tell whether these are real bead locks, and then try and work out, I don't know what's gone wrong, or whether I got gypped and got fake ones. But well, lucky for us, I actually got two 10mm sockets to undo all these bolts. But you see, the thing with these rims is there's imitation ones and there's beadlock ones, and they both look the same except for actual how it works here inside your lip. So I know people are going to say, oh yeah, I got those ones, they're fake. But I paid the money for the real ones. The real ones are like $260 or $300 fitted. Your fake ones are like half that price. So I paid for the real ones, but I may have got stitched up and got the fake ones. I don't know, but that's what I'm about to find out.
So like, do you think it was on purpose, or that since they just looked this way and they've got the wrong ones?
Well, I don't know. Like, they talked to me about like how they'd put on beadlocks and, you know, talked about all the things about them. So it sounded like they knew what they were doing and they had the right ones, but I just don't understand how this has happened. Big reveal, time to work out whether we got scammed or whether just today didn't go very well for us.
Big reveal.
I don't know. I don't know if that's real or not. I'll have to send a picture and ask someone.
That was dramatic. That was a very dramatic reveal.
I've been updating everyone on Instagram of this saga and on Facebook, because all my Instagram stuff goes to Facebook as we're going. So I've pulled this off, but I don't really know. I don't know what bead locks and imitations look like. Like the imitations still have that bead lock rim. That tyre is meant to sit on that side of that, and then that clamps to it. And it kind of looks like it has the potential to be a real bead lock, but it's not in the right spot, so it could have been fitted wrong. Also, like, I did drive the car 30 meters, so the tire could have got pushed back there. We're really not 100% sure at this stage. Anyways, we're gonna try and pump this up, because where it's sitting now, like, realistically, that should just pop back on the tire. What does that mean? Does that mean it is fake? I don't know. Let's check the pressure of this anyway. But that's a tyre on a rim. So it's only 10 psi, so let's put some pressure in this. Alright, that's the tyre back up to 20 psi, so I don't know. Anyways, it's actually just bucking down rain, so we're gonna hop in this car, wait for it to pass, then we'll keep going. I've pumped all the more up to around that 18-ish, 20. So I'll just sort of run them as non-bead locks this trip. So hopefully I don't have this issue again. Anyways, put this tyre back on and keep going. Alright, I'll just nip these a bit, sort of get them to touch, and then I'll put that tyre back on the ground, and I'm just hoping it holds air. Tyre back on the rim, holding in air, so hopefully we're all good. Clean all this up. Just spoke to Dad, he's just hit Lithgow, so he's going to come out here and meet him. I told him we had a hell of a day out here. So we'll get up out of here and, I don't know, make a plan. Probably go try find camp. That sun's just starting to try to come out now. We are hoping the weather clears up a bit today and we get some sunshine. We just grabbed ourselves a little bush camp here out in the forest somewhere after yesterday's event. So I started pipeline track at about 10:30 yesterday morning, and I didn't come off it till after 5, and track is about 300 meters long. So it was quite a eventful day. So I spoke to quite a few people last night about yesterday's events, just trying to work out what happened, because obviously I'd aired right down thinking I got beadlock rims, so they're not going to come off, otherwise I never would have aired down that low. There's two variations of this rim. They both look exactly the same from the outside, but one is like 120 bucks, it's just a fake imitation beadlock. And the other one, which is the one I bought, or thought I bought, is $260, and it's the real beadlocks. I spoke to people and they said if yours has the plate, the way like mine had the plate, it definitely was the real one, because the fake one doesn't have the removable plate, it just has bolts that go in. So people say I definitely have the real one, it's just been put on incorrectly. The tyre is meant to be jammed between the plate and the rim, whereas it looked like that just set it up as a normal, you know, rim and tyre, which you can apparently do, but there's no point obviously spending the money to get the real ones if they're then just set up as a normal rim. So that's what was sort of worked out happened. The tyre shop just put them on incorrectly, and that's why I had that drama. And then I had someone else message me last night saying, oh, did you get it done at blah blah tyre shop? And I was like, yeah, how'd you know? And then he said, oh, I had beadlocks done there too, and they did the exact same thing to me. So anyways, worst things have happened. We seem to be all back on the track now. That sun's out too, yes. That's awesome. I'm stoked for sun. I really want sun. Pack up soon, might try and dry some of our stuff out. Yeah, we'll go for a bit of a drive around this New State Forest today. There's a cool walk I want to do, like along the creek with a few waterfalls and that, so we might try and do that, but be a bit of a easier day after yesterday's chaos. This camp setup's been working pretty well. It's good for 2 people. Like, you got enough room to get both your swags in under here, and then still, like, we cooked dinner under there last night and stuff. It's been working really well. Super happy with that. And the stretcher, first couple nights on the stretcher, it's much more comfy than sleeping on the ground, I reckon, because you don't wake up like sort of feeling the ground in you. It's just like this nice little comfy sort of hammock thing.
Are you ready for the comeback? Yeah. Are you ready for the comeback? You know we the ones that ready for whatever. We gon' have to show them something, man. Let me see them hands up all the way front back. You don't understand that I'm doing what you can't with no cap. This is the return of the one. You ain't see him coming, you just heard drums. They've been ready for the battle. Any person that comes got the weight of
So Kai and I, but we are starting off by the plan. It's always hard to tell the size of steps in these videos, but you know, it's always hard to tell the size of steps in these. It's always hard to. But yeah, we'll see how the. Anyways, I'll get this. So that's the most, you know, that's enough to run, you know, that's a, which, you know, is not a bad, which is the pressure, which is tire pressure.
I might have been down, not out. It's on sight, you gon' figure that out. And I might have been down, not out. Only one thing I gotta know now. So you ready for the
Always raves about how good his stretcher is. So
I forgot what to say.
it's hard. Slash hoodies for this winter.
I can't. Wait. I can't. You're like.
What? What? It's hard. I'm a good actor, so you know it's hard. It's hard when you're working with the best. What? Like right now?
Yep.
What? What? Like right now?
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
What? Are you serious?
What? What? Like right now?
Yep.
Oh my god, they have men's and women's. They got multiple styles and colours.